Now let's talk about wind down rituals. I've myself experienced that mild stretches or pranayam or breathing just before bed really helps to sleep better.
Yes. So a good wind down is, at least 30 minutes, but if possible, and not everybody has the luxury, but the hour before you go to lay down in bed or go to sleep, spend that hour doing something that is going to relax you, bring your heart rate down. So not strenuous exercise, but if you want to do stretching, or I mentioned I will do very light yoga in the evenings, breathing, whatever, box breathing, or just mindfulness breathing, deep breathing, meditation, anything that calms you down, a warm bath, maybe a warm cup of herbal tea, nothing with caffeine in it, anything that gets you away from a screen, away from a bright light, reading a book, anything, so that you've got that hour to wind down. You need to, it's almost like stretching before exercise. The wind down before sleep helps you push the stress of the day away and get ready, because you want to fall asleep and you want to recover from the day and you want that separation. It's a good time, if you have insomnia or intrusive thoughts that make it hard to fall asleep, maybe that's when you go through a checklist of the things that you accomplished, or write down the list of the things you want to do tomorrow so you don't have to worry about them while you're lying in bed. And then this is not the wind down period, but it's an interesting hack, and I'll throw it out there now because it's worked for me and I didn't believe it would work. At the end of my wind down period, when I finally lay down and I am going to go to sleep, if I still feel like I'm having those intrusive thoughts or I'm too fixated on work, I read that a sleep physician tells this to all his patients. He says it's the ultimate sleep hack. Think of a word or a name. So I usually will take one of my children's names, and start with the first letter. So one of my children's named Julian, so J, and try and name as many objects that start with the letter J that you can recall in your house. So I will close my eyes and so J. So I'll think about being in the kitchen, juice, or something like that. And then I'll go to the if your mind drifts and now you're thinking about work, go back. No, okay, J, now it's you. What am I? By the time I get to the third or fourth letter, I'm asleep. And I didn't believe it would work. But what you've done is you've short-circuited your mind from those intrusive thoughts. You've given it something kind of to focus on that's not too difficult. And because I visualize wandering around my house, it's relaxing, and I'm asleep. There you go. See, I'm faking snoring to show that I'm sleeping, just like you said.
So it's more like a meditative practice wherein you are concentrating all your thoughts and energies and everything into one particular thing, and rather than wandering and thinking about a number of other things that goes into mind.
Yes.
It's more like meditation. So
it is a lot like meditation.
Yes.
So when I was in university, people go through their stages, and I was discovering myself, and I actually spent a lot of time trying to understand transcendental meditation, not for a religious reason, but because I read an interesting book by a physician at Harvard who talked about how it's so healthy for you to clear your mind and relax. And this is many years before I even knew about all the sleep stuff. And I learned to count breaths, where you take deep breath in 1, exhale 2, and when you get to 10, start over.
Yes.
And it's very similar to that, where I'm just letter by letter, I'm calming myself down with a simple activity where I'm so and the next thing you know, you've just focused down to that point where you finally fall asleep.
Have you heard of Yoga Nidra? So that's like a meditative practice which puts you into sleep. Like it's a proven kind of a meditation. It's a yoga, which is specially meant to help you sleep.
Yes, I have, and it's those same principles.
Yes,
relaxing the body and the mind, focusing on the one thing, and pushing the rest of the world out, and even focusing on nothing. I never became, an expert in transcendental meditation. I never reached nirvana, but I could feel that once you can focus on just your breaths, it's not much farther to be able to focus on nothing. And that I never got to take that next step, but you can see how these types of practices help us relax. It's just the way to get the mind and the body to calm and focus and lead you to sleep, which is, sleep is medicine. When we talk about all the things that it does, it's literally the most powerful medicine you can take every single day. What other medicine repairs the tissues of your heart, your organs, your brain, makes your mind sharper and clearer, helps you live a longer, healthier life? It's the miracle drug. So anything that can get you to that state of relaxation and get you focused or unfocused enough to fall asleep is a good thing.
Yeah, that's why they say you can live longer without food, but not without sleep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To watch the entire episode, you can head to our main channel, Gunjan Shouts, link of which is in the description below.